Hello and welcome to another episode or a new episode of Backlinking, the PKM podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about where I think the productivity space is headed, all of the trends that I see and things I really believe in. As usual, these are just my personal thoughts, and this whole podcast is just my personal thoughts to I made it just to be able to talk about these things and get feedback from people and start discussions around things that find really interesting. And productivity apps is probably the thing in my life I find the most interesting. So this is going to be a longer one. I've done some prep work for this. I've started to prepare more for my YouTube videos, and that is something I'm hoping that people will see more of going forward. So I'm working on doing more prep work, like getting more information, doing more research before I film videos. So that is the next step. The step after that is probably better editing. But I will also try to add timestamps. I know that they work on YouTube. I also actually know that they work on Spotify, but I'm not sure how to add them. So, if you're listening on Spotify, they will be added in the description so you can jump around, but you have to do some manual work if you're listening to this on a podcast application. So that's Spotify or Pocket Cast, which I use. So just keep that in mind. Now to the actual podcast. So I think I have 5 points here. I have 5 points I wanted to touch on. And the first one is where I think the productivity space is headed is AI, and more AI. And I'm not only seeing like AI applications pop up everywhere, like AI applications are popping up. It feels like almost every single day, and it probably is every single day as well. But I also think that AI will be more, or we will have more AI inside of the applications we are already using. So right before filming this, I saw that Craft is doing something with AI. I haven't researched that a lot because I just saw it when I opened X before I was going to film this video. But they are adding some or creating some more AI. Uh, I think every single productivity application at this point has some sort of AI, and I think we will get more and more. Like there are a couple of things I think every application will have. One is a chat interface. So having a chat just to interact with the application, that is something I think every single app will have, no matter if it's like a to-do list, if it is a daily planner, if it is a note-taking app, we will have chat interfaces. So I am a really big believer in that. So that is something I think every single application will have. The other thing is voice notes. I think we will interact more with our devices using voice. It is just so much faster. Um, I've tried just drafting some of my blog posts or some of my social media posts with just using my voice, and I'm currently using Voice Notes AI, and that is probably the application I will use for a long time just because it is a really good application. Just keep that in mind. But I won't change because I paid for the lifetime plan, which means that I'm actually not paying a subscription, which is great because I'm so tired of paying for subscriptions. So that is something I think will happen. We will have more and more voice. So that is two things I know that every single application at some point will add. We're just seeing more and more of it. And that is like AI, and more AI. Like we will continue to have this discussion and have applications add new AI features. Some of them we might not have seen until a new application releases it, and some will just add AI features we've seen a lot before. But the point stands that I think that we will continue to see. Uh, I would call it innovations, but not all of it will be an innovation. But I think we will see more ideas with how we can use AI, and I will think we also will see more AI being implemented into our productivity applications. Honestly, that isn't so hard to guess. AI is a technology that has gained a lot of hype with good reason. I've talked about before, I haven't found uh, great use cases for it, but I know that a lot of people have found great use cases for it, and a lot of people use AI a lot. So that is just something that I think will continue. The next thing is that I think applications will do more. What I mean by that is that, like, before we had kind of two, three types of application, but I would say that two of them were uh, more used. So we had like all-in-one applications. We have had applications that do one or two things quite well, and we have had like dedicated applications, so to-do lists, calendar apps, and note-taking apps. I think we will be at a place where our applications will do much more. So a calendar app will also probably be a to-do list app. I don't think that there is room for just basic to-do list applications. I think those will disappear. Maybe not right now, but in a few years, I think all of the to-do list applications will have some sort of added functionality. That is actually something I really believe in, and that also goes together. Like many of these points go well together because like trends depend on each other. With AI, I think more and more of these to-do list applications will have added features. The same goes for like note-taking applications. I think like note-taking applications will end up having what we call, or what to-do lists used to do. I think note-taking applications will do. So if you just need a list of tasks, that will probably go into your note-taking app or your project management tool, which often also works as a note-taking app for a lot of people. Um, I think like basic check boxes with to-dos, they will go in there, while to-do list applications will have much more like calendar functionality, time blocking, things like that. So again, I think our apps will do more, so we will have more things in the same application. I'm also like I'm back and forth on this because I don't like all-in-one applications myself, but I think they will gain more and more popularity, because I think like as AI becomes more important in our daily workflow, I think having all of the information in one place becomes more important, but that also requires that the way we will interact with AI is inside of every application instead of inside of our browser or inside of our operating system. So that is like whether or not all-in-one applications will be the thing. Uh, I'm not sure, but I actually think that they will. Just because of the things with AI, and also because I think prices will increase with AI, which brings me actually to my next point. I think prices in general will like everything, every application we use will become more expensive, and there are several reasons why I think so. But the main one is that I think AI will continue to like everything comes back to AI, and it really annoys me. Actually, when I look at my points and my notes here, I think everything will lead back to AI. But as I said, I think AI will become more expensive, or as AI becomes more important and stays expensive, I don't think that it will become more expensive. That would probably be hard at this point, but I think it will keep staying expensive at least for a little while longer, which means that as applications keep on adding these new AI features, they will just become more and more expensive. And I feel like the threshold of what we are willing to pay for our productivity applications is much higher now than it was when I first started getting into productivity. So I started getting into productivity a year or two. I think it was 2 years before this whole AI boom. And prices have changed significantly. Like some of that is the fact that prices change and like value of money changes with time. But um, I think another part is the AI. Like when I first uh, when I first got into productivity applications, I would say that like $8 would be quite expensive. So you would pay $6 or $8 depending on monthly or yearly. And of course there was differences, but uh, let's say the middle was like of all the applications was like $6 to $8, and I would find that quite reasonable. Now it is 8 to 10, and I'm probably willing to pay 12. I don't think 12 is that bad. I would say that expensive. We're starting like expensive applications is applications like Tana, which is 18 on the monthly plan and 14 on the yearly plan. That is US dollars. So I think prices will continue to rise. Also, we have all of these daily planner applications, which are quite expensive. I think Sunsama is around 19 or 30. Actually, that's Akiflow, I think. One of them is 19 or 34 USD, depending on whether or not you pay yearly or monthly. And a lot of the daily planner applications are in that range, and we're just accepting it like that is an okay range for most people. Most people think that it is okay to pay that price, and that price will continue to stay or even increase a little bit. As I said, I think most of our prices, our subscriptions will just continue to increase. I would personally like it if they had like an optional add-on for AI instead of forcing it upon me, because as of right now, many of the AI features inside of applications are basically useless, and I pay a different subscription to get access to, for example, ChatGPT, as well as paying additional money for my note-taking app because it has added some sort of revolutionary AI, which isn't revolutionary at all. It is just a way for me to interact with ChatGPT. Um, but that is a whole nother discussion. As I said, I think prices will increase. And on that same note, I think we will have a few more um, like lifetime pricing options, or just buying outright applications instead of a subscription. I think we will have more of that you can like buy an application. Let's just take Craft as an example, because we had Craft 2, then we got Craft 3 quite recently. So you could buy, imagine if you could buy Craft 2 and it would give you all of the updates until Craft 3, and when Craft 3 came out you had to buy the application again. Things is an example of that, like Things 3, um, and just buying the application. I think there are quite a few other options as well, or other applications as well that can do this. I think we will see a few more of those applications, because I think people will get tired of subscriptions. Like if everything in your life is going to be a subscription, you can end up like having to pay half of your salary in quote unquote necessary subscriptions. In my case, I feel like a lot of the applications I use for productivity are a necessity. They probably are not, but honestly, I'm having so much fun with it that it is worth the money in my case. But for a few people, these are like a to-do list application. For many people, is something they really need. And as we get more and more subscriptions, it gets too expensive. So I think uh, more and more people will want an option like that and will be willing to pay for an option like that, just buy the application outright. Um, the next point I have is also around AI, and that is actually that we will have either no organizing or self-organizing. And let me just try to explain what I mean by that. So the whole point of organizing a note-taking app, and I will use note-taking applications as an example, the whole point of organizing note-taking apps is that we want to find our information later. So either that can either be done by AI organizing things for us, so placing it in the right place, giving it the right tags, things like that, or it can be by AI resurfacing things exactly when we need it. I think that is the end goal. Actually, let me rephrase. I know that that is the end goal. That is the dream of every note-taking enthusiast, to be able to have things resurface for you whenever you need them to, because we've all been there, taken a lot of notes that just disappear in the big black hole that we call our note-taking app. I think most note takers have experienced something like that. What if the thing you were looking for could actually show up exactly when you needed it to? That is, for example, something Tana is trying to do with their search queries. And as AI gets better and can like link different things together, we will get to that point. I think that is the end goal. But as of right now, I would be quite happy with just self-organizing. So AI tagging things for me and me being able to find them later. Because the only point of organizing for most people is to be able to find the things they need later. And it is something that most people actually don't like to do. So I think that is a really good use case for AI to just be able to organize everything for me. That also goes for my to-do list application, like being able to help me prioritize, help me organize into my day based on some rules I set on how I work the best. Like Morgan does this a little bit already. You can like set it up and it will do planning for you. So I think that is also a part of the self-organizing or no organizing. Again, I also think in to-do list daily planner applications, I think that we will have like the goal is no organizing. The goal is me adding a task to my task management tool and it resurfacing that task when I need to do it at like a certain time where I will have the energy to do that. I also think like health, and that is the another point. And I will just be quick on this one. I won't go too deep into this one because I'm making a whole another video on it. But I think health and AI and productivity will like come together. We will have more applications where health is included. So daily planner applications that look at your sleep, your stress levels, your exercise, and plan out the day for you based on that. I think that will become more popular. But the last point I have is that I think apps will come and go much faster than ever. What I mean by that is, like, I think we will have more applications popping up, more AI ideas popping up, and they will be around for everywhere from like 3 to 8 months and they will disappear. And this has been an experience I've had recently, and that's why I've started to do more research because I can come across an application. Let me just take I think the application is called Dot by New Computer. It is called Dot. I often call it Ditto, but that is another application. That is a social media that is coming quite soon, which I will also do a video on because that is like social media and productivity lists combined, which is super interesting. Uh, Enough about that. I keep just talking. But what I was actually going to talk about is Dot by New Computer. So Dot was this AI journal thing, and I think it released in July or August, and I talked about that in my last podcast episode, which was last week. And the application, like they pivoted away from Dot, New Computer pivoted away from Dot 2 months ago, which means that like it's been around from like 6 to 8 months, something like that. I wasn't able to find the application and test it out and make a video on it in time. And I spent like literally spend half of my free time. I come home from work at 4. I film one YouTube video, which takes me around an hour and a half, and actually spend the rest of the evening just researching productivity applications. And even I can't follow along with all of these applications coming and going. This is the second time this has happened to me, which, as you might hear, I'm getting a little annoyed about. But the point is that I think this will continue. I even think that this will like we will end up seeing more of this, and that is also again because of AI, not only because we will have more AI applications and ideas, but also this whole notion of like vibe coding and just quickly being able to create something and push it out and test it out and see if you can find product market fit, see if there is anyone looking for your idea. I think that will continue. I think we will see more of that. Like we've seen a little bit of it already, but I think people can like you can start creating an application today, and with not too many resources, actually create and push out that application, and then people can try it out. You can market it a little, and you can see, okay, is this idea good or should we pivot? I think that will be something we will see across multiple different spaces, but I also think that it will hit the productivity space really hard because there are so many cool ideas that people might not be able to or have the resources to test out. So I think we will see a lot more of that. I still think that that is further ahead than most people think. I might be wrong about that last part, but I am pretty sure about the fact that we will see more and more and more applications come out, and we will see people pivot away from their ideas faster than ever. And as I said, these are just my personal thoughts, and we can discuss whether or not they are good for society, bad for society, if I'm right, if I'm wrong. But I think a lot of these things are really, really interesting. And I am really excited to see where the productivity space goes in the future. I think we are in a really exciting time. Like, it is an exciting time to be into software and into productivity and into tech. So, as I said, just my personal thoughts, but it is always really fun to try to tell you about what I think, and hopefully someone out there will agree with my points. But that covers it for today's video. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe or follow, and I hope to see, or I hope you will see or hear from me again quite soon.